Good morning, friends. Stephen Ben-Nun here with Israeli News Live on our Patreon channel here. And Elon Musk released a video here. Oh gosh, let's see. I don't even know. It hasn't been too long ago. And it was, this will affect everyone in 1 to 2 weeks. And he's talking about, he does like a little mini documentary here about the AI technology and how it's overtaking the world. This is something that I have been speaking about inside of Intel circles there for quite some time, is the AI technology and, of course, the dangers and risk it proposes. I want to play a little clip here from Elon Musk's video here because we've talked about him quite a bit as well. And yes, he has been constantly trying to warn the government that there's no oversight in these programs and what happens when AI decides to overtake the world. It's very serious issue as well. Listen to this just for a moment here, and then we'll continue to this discussion a little bit more.
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years. It will cause damage or death. There will be an outcry.
You could start a war or something. Like it's like whatever drives the clicks, it will do.
It's too late.
You know, I kind of can't help but believe that what he says right there, "it's too late," is an understatement. The AI in China, for example, is completely unregulated. They use it a lot in the military. So does Russia. Russia does as well. As we have in this article right here, rbth.com, Russia Beyond. Russia is building a giant robot army. That's one thing that the Ukrainians are facing right now, is the AI tanks that Russia has. They can be manned, but they don't have to be manned. And they are extremely fast and very deadly. One of the reasons why Germany and the United States and I believe France as well, sending in our state-of-the-art tanks to try to slow down the Russian AI tanks that have entered into the battlefield. You know, initially when the Ukraine war began, Russia was just using the old manned wore-out tanks that they had. They never put their technology on the battlefield. But once they began to see they're really going to have to get an upper hand, then they began to use that technology that they have. And just going through this particular archived information that they put out in 2021, Russia, they even said here Russia's drones are not as the most state-of-the-art. But when it comes to those tanks and when it comes to the underwater drones, things like that Russia has, Russia is very, very state-of-the-art. In fact, Russia had the first AI tank, a robotic tank, back in the 1930s, one of the first countries to ever have one. So their technology is definitely way up there. But the big problem has always been, and the fears that have been, like what Elon Musk talks about, is the intelligence of AI. AI has an intelligence far faster than the smartest human on the planet. In fact, one of the things that is stated by Elon Musk is that, if we think of a millisecond, to us that's very fast. To AI technology, it's very slow. Often the expression is language, for example. Our language, the way we speak, the way we communicate to an AI, is like something of that of monkeys or whales. We just make slow noises. The way we perceive a monkey to be, that's the way an AI would perceive us, as if we were monkeys. So the reason why there's always been this outcry about oversight is because AI, especially when it begins to run your military, could eventually perceive that not another nation is a threat, but rather we as humanity become a threat. And now that this, and this may be where Elon is going. I didn't listen to the entire video as of yet. But right now, as we are entering into this global conflict, AI is being more and more used to try to fight the battles. We see that the more you send manpower to the front lines in Ukraine, it's just become nothing but a slaughtering house on the front lines. Literally, tens of thousands of soldiers in Ukraine die in a month's time. It's been over 1 million people have died in this war in 1 year alone. And the funding and the money that is being poured in, and the more and more technology that is being poured in, one nation trying to get an advantage over another in this battle, in this conflict. And then, of course, that's just one front. I was hearing from a friend of mine in the Netherlands this morning that 50,000 North Korean soldiers are being sent to the Ukrainian battle to support Russia. We know that China and Russia are going to join in together more and more in cooperation against NATO in the West. Their alliance is being brought in on every side. And like I mentioned to you before, China's AI technology is far superior to most nations around the world as well, but with absolutely no oversight. We have a little oversight, but very little oversight in our own. And the great concern has always been what happens when the AI perceives humans as the threat, humans being the one that are causing all this tragedy in the world and all the other problems, and then the AI then turns on the humans. That is a real threat that we face. And where this is all going to go is very interesting because, as like I said, as we engage in these battles, and now Israel and Iran soon to lock up horns. We already see more and more Israel is attacking Syria once again, allegedly targeting Iranian assets within the nation there. We know that China eventually will go after Taiwan, and over and over and over, these battlefields are just beginning to spread more and more. There is a threat, and there again, according to the AI analysis, it believes that Russia will attack Germany here before the end of the year. So the AI is being worked in every field, every aspect, examining the war, what's going to happen, how to get the upper hand. So at what point will that AI end up turning on humans? That's going to be a very interesting question to see. Now, of course, the robotic AI tanks that Russia has, I believe that they are manned by humans, just like drones are. Drones are operated by humans. But what happens when the AI actually takes control of that operation as well? And then what if it perceives its own soldiers as the threat? I do know that we have here in America a massive robotic army that has also been created. I think I've shared that with you before here on Patreon, where England has already bought, oh gosh, I forget how many thousands of robotic policemen to be able to take over the streets of London. That's only a matter of time before that happens. What happens when they decide to allow these robots out to patrol the streets of the United States or to break up riots? I was just looking at a video just here recently of Orlando police arresting a man for preaching on the street there. He was basically preaching in protest to, I believe it was, oh gosh, I don't even want to say what kind of rally it was because I don't remember for sure which one it was, if it was abortion or whatever it may have been. But he was there just preaching there against it, and the police surrounded him and ordered him to stop, and when he didn't, they arrested him. What happens when AI takes over that particular aspect here in this country? It's bad enough when the police are doing that the way they're doing, but what happens when AI takes over? And the other thing I've also was told about is that how that AI, when they go to strike back, they have deadly precision. They don't miss their targets. They also have the ability within a millisecond to determine if you are a deadly threat or a non-deadly threat. Non-deadly threat, they will wound you. Deadly threat, they will do a lethal attack on you. So many crazy things that are going on with this AI technology, and definitely it is a danger. So I think it was interesting, like I said, that Elon Musk put this video out here, and I think it'd be worth watching. And like I said, we have talked about him many times in the past, and he has always been greatly concerned about the AI technology and where it would end up taking us. Of course, that's kind of an understatement when you think about the fact that he has the Tesla car, the AI car, which so many people love in this world. But what happens when the car decides to lock you up, lock the doors down, and take you to the police station, right? So, so double-edged sword, if you ask me. Anyway, Stephen Ben-Nun here with Israeli News Live. We're going to be doing a video here today for Ben-Nun Institute, so we hope you tune into that one there. A little testimony I want to give over there from years back I thought might be a blessing for many of you. And I'll be doing the news this morning, breaking down the issues that are going on in Israel. The protests, the counter-protests, the different factions, and how Netanyahu is trying to get Benny Gantz in with him on their side there to pass these reforms, even if he does call it off for a short period of time. So we're going to be examining those things on Israeli News Live today. Also, some things that is happening in the Ukraine theater. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live here on our page.